Welcome to this test drive video for the 10th generation Civic, developed alongside the Civic Type R, which is why we have the most advanced and sporty Civic to date. So let's get inside. Okay, so now that we're inside the car, you really get that sporting feel. So I feel like I'm sitting in the car, but still with generous amounts of space inside. So to start the car, it's a traditional key system on the steering column. So we'll turn that on and that allows us now to select drive. So we'll pop it into D for drive. And then we've got a couple of options here because we have the electronic parking brake. So now my foot is actually on the foot brake at the moment, so I could actually push the parking brake and take that off, and I'm ready to drive away as soon as my foot goes off the brake onto the accelerator. Or alternatively, and my favourite, is to actually put brake hold on. What this does for me is that as soon as I drive away, it actually releases the brake for me. And also when I get to a standstill, it puts the parking brake on for me and off again when I want to pull away. That means on this journey I never have to touch the parking brake at all as long as I've pressed brake hold. So let's go. So today we're in the 1 litre 126 PS Civic, which is a fantastic blend of performance and economy. Now, if you wanted to go down the sporty route, we have the Sport, and that has an impressive 182 PS of power. Just to the left of the shift lever, we have a couple of buttons here. One is for idle stop, to actually turn it off, and the other is for Econ. Now, both of these features are about maximising the efficiency of the car for me. So, if I was stationary at a set of traffic lights maybe, the car can actually pause the engine, and then as soon as I want to drive off, it will restart for me. So that's idle stop, and that's on by default. Now, the Econ button, this is all about trying to encourage me and the car to be more efficient, with my throttle response being eco biased and also making my cruise control and my air conditioning even more fuel efficient. All Honda Civics come with the fantastic Honda Sensing package. Now, this is a comprehensive suite of features to help keep you safer on the road. Now, some of them are actually safety features and some of them are assistance systems to help you drive for longer without getting fatigued. So either of these systems are going to help you be safer on the road. Just to pick out one, for instance, forward collision warning. If the car determines, based on the information from the camera we've got ahead, that there's likely to be a collision in front of us, it will give me a visual and an audible warning so that me as the driver can actually slow down, get on the brakes and maybe even steer around to avoid the accident. Right in the centre of the dash, so it's easy for the driver and also the passenger to access, we have our Connect screen. This is our infotainment system. So we have things on here where we can actually operate our phone. It can be paired up via Bluetooth, and then of course we can make and receive calls using the hands-free option on the steering wheel. On this vehicle we also have the pre-installed Garmin navigation app, so again we can find our destination really easy. Now, if you wanted to, you could use your Google Maps, your Apple Maps, or Waze potentially if you wanted to use that feature, and what that's going to allow you to do is use the features off your smartphone, whether you're an Android user and you're using Android Auto, or you're an iPhone user using Apple's CarPlay. Both of those systems allow you to access the safe features and functions of your phone while you're driving. Now, if I want to go back to the audio on the actual system rather than any audio I might be playing through my phone, I've got my ability to listen to DAB radio, FM radio, or even music off a memory stick we can plug into a USB in the car. One extra pointer on here is that a lot of these features and functions we can actually operate off the steering wheel controls, so we can keep our hands on the steering wheel for longer. So at the moment we've put the shift lever into D, so we're ready to drive. Now, this is how I would drive the car most of the time because the car works out everything for me, and that's excellent. If I wanted to override that though, I can use the paddles on the left and the right hand side of the steering wheel to either raise or lower the revs, depending what I want to achieve. And as soon as the car's done that particular task that I've asked it to, it will then go back into regular D mode. However, if I put it into sport, that will raise the revs, so you'll get more acceleration. D will be more economical for you, but you'll get more acceleration out of S mode, and then when we use the paddles, it will actually stay in that preset ratio until you move out of it. Now, straight in front of me, I have a beautiful TFT screen. So we've got a digital display for the speed right in the centre, so it's really easy to read at a glance. And around the outside we have an analog style rev counter, but it is actually digital. Now, in the lower section we have various icons that we can switch between. So we could have a compass, we could have our traffic sign recognition, we could have our speed alerts, we can even see who's wearing seatbelts in the back. So all of the information I need as a driver is really easy to access straight in front of me, so I can keep my eyes on the road ahead. Now, it's a beautiful day today, and a feature that I shan't be using at the moment, but because we're in the UK, you never know when it's going to actually turn on, is my auto lights and my auto wipers. So Civic has full LED lighting at the front for better visibility, and the auto lights will take care of when they're on and when they need to be off for me. The other benefit that we have is our high beam support system. So not only will it turn the lights on for me, but it will turn them on to full beam when it's appropriate and turn them back down to dip beam when that is appropriate. Of course, mention the wipers as well, because we have the rain sensor at the top of the screen. When we have any moisture on the windscreen, the wipers will activate, and I can control the sort of sensitivity of that with a little sort of dial halfway along the right stalk. So I've got perfect visibility. So now we're cornering in the Civic, and you can really feel how good the suspension is. All Civics have the sort of the DNA really of the Type R. So it has fully independent rear suspension, meaning that you're going to get the best possible comfort and also road handling. Well, thank you very much for joining me on this test drive of the Honda Civic. And hopefully now you can see why this 10th generation of Honda Civic is the most advanced and sporty yet. Now, we'd love for you to try this vehicle out for yourself in your own test drive. So please feel free to contact your local dealer, who'll be delighted to book you in for an appointment.